Well, hi everybody. We're on the trifecta again on Instagram and Let's Go Help Too for members and YouTube and really I'm on these other things to help people learn about this stuff. I mean, I wouldn't have to charge. I wouldn't mind not charging and have this all for free because I think everybody should get it for free. But the government doesn't do it, so I got to charge to be able to stay in business to do it and pay the people that help me do this. And what's interesting, I want you to know, today is the day we have is the deadline for our car repair grant. Okay, now we give out $15,000 on the 15th of every month for people to use for help them with car repairs. So many people need that nowadays. And if you don't have a car in America, you really can't get to work, you can't take care of your family, you can't do a lot of things. So we help with that. And then also tonight, what we're doing, we have a lot of members now that are sharing their expertise on how they were able to get grants. In other words, I've been doing this thing for over 50 years and I know more about the grant stuff maybe than anybody else, but nobody could, I think, help you better than our members who were like you and never got a grant before, and they came into the system and were able to get it. So they volunteer and we give them stipends for their time to do this. And so it's now on Let's Go Help Too that you could get personal help from people who are also members, people like you that have been getting grants, okay? And that's the important thing. So you learn from people who are just like you to learn how to take advantage of these programs that are there for everybody. And see, the reason I do this is because I learned about these things because I was helping rich people get these things. And I didn't know anything about these things either. I grew up in a little town called Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. My grandparents were coal miners. They came over here from Czechoslovakia to work in the coal mines. Now, I'm 2 generations down, and I didn't know anything about government stuff. Certainly my parents didn't. All we knew was the Division of Motor Vehicles and the IRS. And I came to Washington and got an MBA in computers. Back in the 70s, I was helping Fortune 500 companies expand and do things, and I said, wow, all this stuff, that's available in government, and these rich people know about it. They hire me and I charge them $20,000 or whatever to do it because they'll pay anything to help them become billionaires. That's what millionaires do. But I didn't want to help millionaires anymore. I wanted to help the person on the street that were like me in Wilkes-Barre, didn't know shit from Shinola. And boy, if people, I'm trying to educate people in Wilkes-Barre across the country about these programs and how important they are and how valuable they can be. I can't guarantee you get the money. I mean, that's obvious because only the people giving out the money. But I can guarantee these are all real programs that I give you. I can guarantee that they give out hundreds of millions of people get this money. The average family in this country gets over $22,000 a year in these grants. Now, $22,000, I mean, that's not a bad living in a lot of places in the country. It's certainly not wealthy like the rich kids, but for people, there's a lot of people are making less than that. And that's what my demographic, I'm looking for middle on down, people making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 or less. And actually these programs that are really for people who don't have money, the incomes are going up to $20,000 or more. In the COVID, there were programs that went up to $400,000. Now, that is just crazy to me. I don't know why, but I'm not here to judge the good or bad of the programs. I'm here to educate people about these programs so they can take advantage of it. Because the government has no advertising money to do this. So it's left up to people like me. I got to do the hard part. Yeah. And what's wrong now is that we got to, as a business, and we have a small little business, just a handful of people doing this, and all of a sudden we live off credit card. People buy everything with credit cards, so you have to have a way to take credit cards from people to stay in business. And I was using one of the biggest companies in the world, Stripe, S-T-R-I-P-E, and all of a sudden they decided they don't want me to be their customer anymore. And they got some convoluted reason that I'm over-promising or I'm lying to people. I mean, I mean, to me, that I sell, so I'm not going to tell you every if and or be, but I do, because now I have more time. When I was doing commercials, I only had 60 seconds to tell you. Now I'm not going to, 60 seconds to try to get your attention. I'm not going to get, oh, you may or may not get the money. You know, it may be difficult. I don't know, and I didn't have that time. Now, in doing it this way, sure, the headlines are hyperbole, but boy, everyone's headlines are hyperbole because we had so much media out there. You have to fight for attention, and that's it. If you're just boring, oh, here's a interesting government program that may be able to help people. No, I mean, you can't stay in business like that because too many people are doing so much more, you know, that will get your money. And so my bottom line is, if you don't think that I am of any value to you, I'll give you back all your money. I don't want anyone to think I scammed you and took money that you didn't want to give me. And don't think if it's of value, I'll give you your money back. And I'll always do that. And I tell you how hard it can be. A lot of people get it easy, a lot of people get it hard. So you never know. I have no control over that. And that's why we have more personal help now than ever before. Right now, you put in a question and we answer it, one of us, a personal answer to your question and tell you the best sources of money and help to solve your financial problem. And I've been studying this for 50 years. I got all the, the sources all categorized and everything. And you have access to all those sources. So if you remember, you could go to our any of our websites. We have two, but if you sign up for $20, you're eligible for both of those websites. All you could eat and all the questions you want. And download the reports. We have reports like we have a 500 mini grant report for every state. Now, I spent about 4 or 5 years doing that and collecting this. So every state, so if a member could sign up and get that report alone is worth, I would charge thousands, for other markets. But that to me worth so much more, because then you have it all broken down for your state, what's available in your state for all the important decisions you have to make in life, whether it's getting rid of debt or paying your bills, whether it's starting a business, whether it's buying a house or fixing up a house, whether it's getting an education or job training, whether it's health care, whether it's legal help, whether it's taking care of mom or seniors in your life, whether it's people with disabilities. All that is by keyword, and you have all this shopping list of the programs just for that subject, for every state. So we got 50 reports. You could download all 50 if you want, for $20, get as much as you want. Then what every member also gets is something that I call the Let's Go Meta Grant Report. Meta, like old Facebook, or new Facebook is now Meta Grant. Okay, and what I do is take, after doing this 50 years, I have there's about 25 questions that are most common that people need financial help with. So I show you the best sources of information for those 25 questions, that people have about getting money to live. And they're all there. Like if you need money to fix up your car. Well, I mean, we're going to give out $15,000. Tomorrow or tonight is the deadline for that. So you want to apply for that, but that's only for members. I'm sorry. And if you don't make it this month, you can make it next month, and we keep doing it every month. And that's how we give them. But I have a report there on finding other sources, because there's so many other sources besides just me. And that's what we're trying to do, is teach you about these other sources. If you want to learn more about that, you could go to a website now called findhelp.org. Okay, you go to that website now called findhelp.org, and put in car or automobile or transportation, and you'll see. I've learned so much. Debbie Garcia, $20 is cheap for the education you have supplied us. So I appreciate you and your team. Well, thank you, Debbie. I mean, that's wonderful to hear. And that keeps me going, and to get up every morning and try to find one more soul, one more person that I could maybe help with something like this. Unless Jude, okay, if you have a disability, make sure you get my Let's Go's Medi-Grant report. There's a whole section there for people with disabilities. My quest is the opposite. I filled out forms and made a payment, but I keep receiving emails. Yeah, Eder, you do get emails because our email is all screwed up. Maybe you applied and got on some other email list. We're trying to work out how people who are already members don't get our solicitation for new members. So you're on some mailing list, that you should be off. Now, the way to really, if you want to get rid of those annoying things, you just go to on the bottom of every email. There's a place to undo. He says unsubscribe, and that's very easy to do. So you just unsubscribe, and then you won't be annoyed by us again. And if you want to keep up, just go on Let's Go Help and see the latest things there, and then we won't bother you anymore. If that's the way to do it, Eder. I'm sorry about all that. I keep receiving it. Yeah, because email is the only way we market, and that's very important for us. So I'm sorry we can't not do that. We'll be out of business. So we have to find a way to not annoy our members as much. And so that's what we do. And also remember tonight, Tammy put up the car repair grant. That's great. And Tammy, I see, did you put up the tonight, the Navigator's Q&A, right? And also it's in workshops. If you go into Let's Go Help 2 and put in you see in one of the first 3 items there is workshops, and you'll see tonight we have 2 workshops. I think Tammy's on one of them. Because she's got so much money, she should be embarrassed. But she's not, because she's cute as hell and helps everybody else in the world. And so it's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then another one at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there you have a chance to talk to people who got money like this and how they did it and what it is to get inside like that. I mean, there's no other place in the country I think you could do that for $20. I mean, and that's just part of what we're doing. And that's what's so important about it, I think. But I'm biased, so you can't trust me, and I'm selling you something. So that's another reason why you shouldn't trust me. You really have to find out for yourself. But the help is there. What frustrates me, all this help is there. I know the rich people use the hell out of it. Now I'm trying to get the rest of America to believe that it is there. And the problem, there's so many people that scamming with this kind of stuff, so you think that everybody's a scammer, and I think that's what happened to Stripe. But what Stripe did is gave us like a week notice and said, we're pulling the plug. Well, shit, I gotta get a new place. And banks don't let you do it. It takes weeks and weeks and weeks to get set up and find somebody who will collect all these credit cards for me. And so we're way behind. It's been most disruptive thing I had in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, I've had worse things. I've been bankrupt a couple of times and everything. That's bad business ideas, but now, I mean, it's just very disruptive. But that's what you have to do. You have to realize that life isn't perfect. Nobody is perfect, so that means everybody else out there is not perfect, because we're not perfect, right? And they're going to screw up and not treat you right and everything. That's life, And so to me, it's how do you build resilience? So you have to look at a crisis as how you're going to grow from this, not how you're going to just get pissed off and hate the world. And that's, that doesn't get anywhere. And so, because I agree with Debbie. Who's Debbie? Oh, Debbie Garcia. Thank you, Eder. But I know it's annoying and annoys people. I get annoyed when I get too many emails. I can on every email they have to have a way for you to unsubscribe. Is there any funeral grant? Yes. My neighbor and family passed this morning. The family needs help. If it's COVID, there's a great grant for burial assistance up to $9,000 from FEMA, F-E-M-A. So if you put FEMA burial assistance, and you can find that. Now the other thing is your county has burial assistance. And what you want to do is download the 500 mini grant reports. It's in there. How to get burial assistance from your county, and that's available in every county. And that's another way to do it. And then also in the 500 grant, there's other sources that you should be able to check out for burial assistance. And you may want to look at, so that's in your state mini grant report. If you go on the search bar on Let's Go Help, put in 500. That's what I do, is I put in one of the first tabs on the left-hand side, the one's way on top, and then on the search bar I put 500, and then you'll see that. First down, oh, okay, Tammy's there again. She's a princess, a delightful human, and I'm so happy to be working with people like Tammy, and that are just seem to be getting up every day to help other people. And I swear on everything that is the nicest feeling to have. It is because it grows your heart. When you help other people, you're growing your heart. And that heart, I believe, now this is a lot of bullshit, but I believe it. You can call it fake news, but especially at 80, I think a lot different than I did at 40. So there is a way, you know, I wanted to get faster, stronger, richer, and all that kind of stuff. And that's a zero-sum game. But you know what? You can grow forever. And it's even more rewarding, you know, to you as a human, I think, is growing your heart and giving as much as you can. Not trying to get much out of it. Well, I guess that's it. You want to get as much giving out as possible that you can. And now, boy, if you see me or anything, all I am about, I mean, I throw parties in our apartment building, you know, every couple of months, and get a rock band out in the driveway. We have something called Porch Fest, and I live in an urban area, you know, and so we get in an apartment building about 770 apartments, and we get 400 people from the community out on our front porch on Porch Fest. We have another one coming up May 4th. So if you're in the area in Washington, D.C. on May 4th, come by up in Adams Morgan, and you'll see our apartment building. It has Porch Fest with about 400 people in front of the building, and it's fun, and it's fun. People, certainly they could be a pain in the ass. Certainly they can help you and everything. But on the flip side of that, it's their nourishment for your heart, and get your heart to grow. And you could do that forever. I can't get any faster running or stronger at the gym or anything, but I could love harder. And that's what I could do. And that's what I want to do. And I have a skill that I can help people with. So if it was building houses, I would want to build as many houses as I possibly can that are important for other people. I don't do that. I can't sing and dance, but I could show people where to get financial help that costs nothing to solve their financial problems. And that I am going to do till I die. I can't think of anything else I'd rather do, or anything else I feel of value to other people. You have to take care of yourself first, yes. Life has been good to me, and I don't have to worry about eating, just paying rent. And so I want to spend the rest of my life trying to help in the way that I can do the best. In other words, I think life is trying to find what you're best at and give that back to the rest of us. You don't want to try to be like somebody else. You want to try to be like you and get the best of you so you could give that best to other people. And so many people you got to make a living, sure, and that's that. But once you do that, then it's learning how to love more. It's learning how to give more. Isn't it great? You pick up a little baby or something, you can pour your heart out, or a little puppy or something. Yeah, because we want to live hard. We want to love hard. And we could do that with our skills and talent and things like that. And that's insatiable. That just grows because, man, then you get great feedback coming back. And that's just, It's food. It's food for your heart, food for your soul, that comes back. Your pocketbook, well, you got to take care of that first. You got to go out and get the shitty jobs or whatever it takes to get food on the table and a roof over your head. And then after that, then you have to look at how you're going to develop the best part about you that you have talent for, so you could give that back to the rest of the society. And I think that's what love is about, and that we should all be trying our best to do that. Okay, so what we're doing that is by giving $15,000 at midnight is the last time to apply. The application are both Facebook and Let's Go Help. There's more people on Let's Go Help too, and that's where I'm going live now and answering questions. So make sure you go there and then fill out that application, and then you should get a reply. If you don't get a reply, fill it out again. And if you don't win it this time, tomorrow morning, or usually later in the day or the next day, we'll have a new application up there. But we have 4 of these applications every month. So the next one is for rent and mortgage and utilities. And that's where we give out $20,000, and that's on the 20th of the month. So you want to do that too. You could win all 4 of these programs. You can't win one of them twice, but you could win all 4 of them, okay? And so you want to do that. And then on the 4th, or on the 30th, we have free laptop computers that we give out to everybody. And that's important to know. And I just lost my thought. I think that's going to happen more and more. But I was telling you how we're a little behind the 8 ball administrative-wise. The most important thing is asking your question. And I hope everybody asks questions. Go over to the question corner or on Facebook, ask a question. Now, when you ask a question on Facebook, it's going to take a day or 2 to get the answer. Here, it may take, I don't know, it's usually shorter on Let's Go Help too. But then also you get other people answering questions here. On there, you only get us answering it, and then somebody else will answer it, maybe add to it later. And that's why help other people, please. If you don't want to go live, if you're a member and got money from us or from a government program, you want to help other people, let Misty know. She runs that group of getting people to help other people, and then you could have your own show and feel how good it is to help other people, because that's what it's about. I mean, that's a little secret about giving. It's selfish. Giving is selfish. Yeah, I really believe it. Yeah, because it feels so good. You're not a hero. You're a selfish son of a bitch by giving, because it feels so good. I don't know why people want to give hero awards to people who are giving. Man, they don't need it. They feel great because they're giving, and that's why. So I want to give other people the opportunity, to feel that satisfaction, that you get by giving, and that's what I see is. I mean, it's stuff I always thought about for years and years and years, and never. I was too indoctrinated, getting an MBA and trying to fit in the system and everything. No, there's room for everybody, because you don't need 1 million people. You need a couple hundred people as customers, and you're good. That's all you need. And what's neat is that the social networking allowed that. Before, you had to be big, and there was only 3 newspapers and 3 radio stations and 3 TV stations and everything. Now there are gazillions of them, and they're all free. Anything from New York City. Someone help. I'm a new member. Yes, Robert, if you're new, you have to download the Meta Grant Report, the Let's Go Meta Grant Report. It's up there. Tammy's been putting up. And then go to the 500 Mini Grant Report page, download for New York. Always put me in a happy Oh, that's nice to hear, Debbie. I have ex-wives that say something else, but I came for Grant, and now you have to conquer it, Ronald. You have to do something. It doesn't come to you. You have to go to it, and you have to find out what is. Don't worry about filling out an application. That's the easy part. The hard part is finding the right place. Most of the applications are 2-3 pages, fill in the blank. So don't worry about that. So what you want to do is ask a question anywhere in the question corner. But also, if you download the Let's Go Meta Grant report, which is up in the description that Tammy put up there, and go to the link for downloading your 500 mini grant reports for your state. Okay, there are the 2 places to start, and then ask us questions. Ask us questions. You're not going to get it. Can you ask us questions? Now, ask us questions. Ask us questions. You're not going to get it till you ask us questions. And then tonight, at 7 o'clock or at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you'll talk to our STAR researcher. Well, actually, they're STAR members who've gotten grants and stuff like that from us and other government agencies that tell you how they do it. So you learn more from your perspective, not my perspective. That's the problem is I'm 80 years old, been doing this stuff for almost 50 years now. And it's important, I think, you see someone closer to where you are to see how they got on that first step. And that's important. California, find, form, and advise. Okay, Ronald? Same thing. Charity Spencer, Demi-Carn. Yeah, Ken. They're all tonight. Boy, busy night here. Friday night fights. And that's going to be fun. You want to join because all the people who do this, Charity and Tammy and Michelle, they're all loving people. And giving the best they have to everybody else. And you can't ask, we're all not perfect. It may or may not work. Nobody knows. But remember, there's, enough. The government gives out $20,000, $22,000 to every family in America in these programs. But it's millions of programs. So that's why you have to cut through this and try to learn. But you learned other stuff. You learned how to ride a bicycle. You learned how to drive a car. You learned about computers. And so you learn this. And then it's something you could do for the rest of your life. And the important part, too. Because it's for any stage of life. There's programs here. This is what our society is about. Like it or not, it's real. I'm not saying that these are right or these are wrong. I'm saying they're real. And you should use them if you need them, okay? The problem is people don't know that. So I want to try to change that. And I think this is the best thing I've had in trying to do this for 50 years. And it's because of you. So I appreciate every single breath that you share with me. Because if it's not helping you, then I should be doing something else. And I ain't gonna lie, your offer is getting smoother. I am a member and could never believe how low the cost is for the membership versus what you offer. Wow, Seth, that's great. And you keep getting better, more features, more knowledgeable people helping. Crazy offer for a year membership. Value is ridiculous. Wow, I gotta cut and paste that. So thank you so much. I mean, I believe I would do it for free because I just think the government. This is public money. It's all we all own this stuff, and so it's important that everybody knows about it. And I'm so grateful that I've been able to figure out how to do it for $20. I never thought it, and that's because of the technology. And the members, the people who are attracted to this and are loving and sharing people that want to share, that makes it possible too. And I mean, I hope to be here about 10, 15 years, but at 80, you never know. My mom died about 40, 42. My dad died about 82, 3. And so I'm there, but I'm in great shape and enjoy doing this. And plan to do it till I can't breathe. And because it gives me a reason to live, it makes me feel that I could help somebody else. And I think if we feel important in the world, in our little world, or whatever it is, we're never going to find a cure for cancer. I'm not after that. But just helping a few people is, boy, you can't ask for more than that. And there's always that to be done by any of us, no matter what our intelligences or level of education, anything, our talents. You can always help somebody. And that I think is what will keep you going. So you get the best of this animal that we're all living inside of, and getting the most out of it. And I think you get the most out of it by giving as much as you can. Now, this would have sounded very fucking stupid to me 40 years ago. So you can't trust me. We're all struggling to get through this nonsense. So I just want to be open-hearted about what I'm doing because it feels good. So thank you, everybody, so much. Apply to all our grants. Also, touch base with our navigators tonight at 7 and 11. And then tomorrow, I think that's 5 o'clock, so keep an eye out. When's the next one's up that you could just pop in and ask a question if somebody's getting it already. Wow. And it costs you nothing more. See? Isn't that great? Okay. Love you all so. Thank you so much for everything that you give us. Give me, anyway. I know other people, I have trouble figuring out my own life. Thank you, guys. Take care.